This week, one of Australia's most anticipated trials is set to start. Erin Patterson is accused of murdering her former husband's family at a Saturday lunch. Police allege she served them a beef Wellington meal laced with death cap mushrooms. Now she will face trial. I'm Brooke Griebert-Craig, and this is The Mushroom Cook. So I'm here with my colleague, court reporter Laura Placella. At the moment, we're in Morwell. We're in our makeshift Herald Sun office. How are you feeling?
It's great to be here, Brooke, and I think that's a very apt description of our current situation. Most trials in Victoria are held in Melbourne at the Supreme Court building, but this trial will be heard in Morwell. So Morwell is a regional town. It's about an hour and a half's drive southeast of Melbourne. And I think there's about 15,000 people who live here. We've been here for the last day or so, settling in. We'll be here every day covering this trial until it's over. So we'll get to know Morwell quite well. What have you thought of the town so far?
So it's been quite busy with all the media descending down here over the last couple of days. Even we went into the coffee store today and it was packed with journos, photographers, cameramen, lawyers, police officers. Everyone was in this one cafe.
It had good coffee, I will say that.
Yeah, and good toasties as well. So yeah, Morwell is going to be the place to be over the next couple of weeks. So can you tell the listeners what Erin has been charged with?
Yes, so Erin has been charged with 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. So these charges follow a lunch that Erin hosted at her home in Leongatha in July 2023. Her former in-laws, Don and Gail Patterson, were at this lunch, as well as Gail's sister, Heather Wilkinson. Police allege that Erin cooked a beef Wellington meal laced with death cap mushrooms. Don, Gail and Heather died in hospital days after that lunch, but Ian survived. But I think it's really important to note at this point, Brooke, especially for our listeners, that Erin has pleaded not guilty to all of the charges, which is why her trial is about to get underway.
What happens at the beginning of a trial?
So any trial begins with the empanelment of the jury. After a jury has been selected, then the opening addresses get underway. We'll talk more about all of those processes in our episodes to come, but the openings are essentially the summaries of the cases from the prosecution and defence sides.
So what are you going to be doing down here?
So I'm a court reporter by trade, so every day I'll be at court reporting the evidence that the jury is hearing. In Australia, trials aren't live streamed, so the public can't just chuck in a URL into their browser and watch the proceedings. So if they want to follow along and listen to the evidence and understand it for themselves, they will turn to media organisations and their coverage. So every day I'll be at court following along, listening into all of the evidence. We'll be running live blogs on our Herald Sun website, and there'll also be coverage in our newspaper. But most days of the trial, you and I will jump into our makeshift podcast booth and we'll record an episode for our listeners to make sure they're also up to date with all of the evidence that has been heard by the jury.
For all the details, go to themushroomcook.com.au for all our coverage, live blogs and podcast episodes.